Hello, my dear friends. Do you know something very interesting? That all these infections like the Black Death or the other pandemics, earlier they used to follow the Silk route. Silk, that was the biggest trade item from China. And this old Silk route used to go via China, Iran, onwards to Europe. Silk was a very, very important trade item. And I was additional chief secretary looking after textiles, and I had the department of sericulture which deals with silk. And I came to know some very, very interesting facts about silk. Silk is a natural fiber made from the silkworm. It's the most natural fiber you can get. And then, do you know that silk is stronger than steel? Fiber to fiber, silk is much stronger than steel. So silk here, silk there, silk, silk and silk. And now tell me one question. You must answer this. What do cows drink? I bet you said milk. Which brings me to the topic today, which is communication. What is communication? You see, the whole survival of humankind depends on good communication. And if you see the history of evolution, man became much stronger than everybody else because he could communicate. And this communication usually is the cause of a lot of misunderstandings. I think, I speak, I express. You hear, you see, you comprehend what I'm saying. Now, these are 4 different places. What I think I may not be saying exactly it in the words which I should. What you hear may not be exactly what I said, and what you comprehend and think I said may not be exactly what you heard. Now, there are so many barriers in between in this communication, and this is what causes communication gap. There's a story of Kunal, who was the son of Ashoka the Great. Kunal had a stepmother who wanted her son to become the king. And when Kunal was away, a letter was sent by the king saying Adhiyatam, meaning put him behind bars, because there were some complaints that Kunal is becoming rebellious. So the word used was Adhiyatam. And when the letter was being dispatched, the stepmother asks for the letter quietly, and she takes out a little bit of the kajal and she puts a small bindu above Adhiyatam. Now it means Andhiyatam, which means blind him. And poor Kunal lost his eyes. Very tragic story, but this is what communication gaps can do. And this was, of course, a case where purposely it was meant. Another big tragedy happened because of communication gap. Do you know this? This is the story of the atom bomb, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. When the Allies had sent a proposal to Japan to surrender, there was a lot of expectation. After the Potsdam conference, they said that they sent a letter to Japan, and the Japanese Prime Minister was asked to comment, and the press, they gherowed him and they said, you must say what are you going to do about this? Are you going to surrender? Are you going to surrender? Japan was already laboring under a lot of attacks and a lot of losses, and they were yet to decide on what to do. They wanted more time. They were thinking about it. They were weighing their alternatives. So the Japanese Prime Minister simply used one word, and he said, Mokusatsu. Now, what does Mokusatsu mean? Mokusatsu simply means no comments. But when this was translated, and when the Allied people said, what did he say? So the Japanese translator in his broken English wrote down, not worthy of comment. This angered the Americans, this angered the Allies, and they thought that Japan is just being very, very foolhardy. They are being stubborn, and the atom bombs fell. This is what gap in communication can do. So today, There are some exercises which are coming with this talk. Think about communication, think about proper communication, and remember, my father used to always say, Spashta bolo, be very clear. Don't eat your sentences towards the end. Like we keep saying, don't do that. Speak very clearly. Even the last word that you speak has to be clear with emphasis. Only then proper communication will happen. Thank you very much.